Hi, I'm Jim Minacchio. I'm the art director on The Bubble, and I'm kind of in charge of doing all the backgrounds and the props and making sure the show looks pretty. Here's a background. One of the backgrounds I started originally. It's I usually start by using a program called Sketchbook Pro, where I rough out the sketches and then I clean them up, and then I bring them into two other programs, Painter and Photoshop, where I paint them and make them look pretty once again. This is one of the exterior sketches, one of the first sketches we did for the college. This is kind of cleaned up, but basically, like I said, Sketchbook Pro, we draw right on the right on the screen, and it just makes it easier to work with. From here, we would take it into another program called Photoshop and then paint it. This is Gordo's basement. If I shut all the layers off and start from fresh, this is basically how I build the basement. So what I'll do is I'll do the drawings in another program, and then I'll start painting things out, adding rugs, steps, adding textures for the wall, some shadows, good old Darth Vader helmet, shelving. These are some Star Wars plates. And then as I go along, I just keep building and building, adding more things, shadows. This is my favorite right there. I have to build one of them for myself. A couch. And then each one of these elements is movable. So I can grab this, move this aside. If we need to move something aside, I can move the TV, add it away, or move it back. The plate, this plate actually falls off during one of the programs and breaks. Everything else like I said, is movable, just for staging purposes. So even the bleach can be moved over, and so forth. When they approached me about the show, they were looking for something that would be different than anything else they've seen, and since it's going on the internet, most internet shows, they kind of rush the backgrounds and it becomes just a background. I wanted this background to become more sort of like a character in the show, you know, so they're college kids, it's very messy. We use some textures to add to kind of the grittiness of it, and it's more on the realistic side. So we do bring in a certain amount of realism to it, because it is kind of like a news broadcast. And even though it's cartoons, it is some of it is based on a little bit of reality, and yeah, so I think we've accomplished what we set out to see, because there really isn't a whole lot out there that looks like this on the internet. That's it. This is Jim Minacchio, and I need to get back to work. Thanks.